40 to 50% of expired listings relist their property within 72 hours. The question is, are they going to list with you or someone else because you're not calling them? Look, I know why agents avoid expired listings. I know the story. You picture some angry seller that has been called 50 times today and they hate the entire real estate industry. And you think, why would I do that to myself? I get it. In my first year in real estate, I was terrified of expireds. And I'm going to tell you what I learned that changed my entire career. Expireds are not angry people who hate real estate agents. They're disappointed and frustrated because they hired the wrong agent and they're waiting for the right one to call. I'm going to give you the entire system to take one expired listing per week. Every week. The mindset, the phone call, the appointment, the objections, and the close. Everything. And it doesn't matter if you're brand new or you've been doing this for 10 years. If you can dial the phone, you can do this. I started in real estate with nothing. No experience, no money, no sales background, no college degree. English is my second language, and I was a stay-at-home mom with 2 small children. One was 6 months old. The only time I could make phone calls was nights and weekends, Monday through Friday, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays, all day. That's it. I didn't have time to do open houses or chase buyers around. I had to figure out the fastest way to make money, and that was expired listings and for sale by owners. By my 4th year, I listed and closed 100 expireds and FSBOs personally, then 125 every single year for a decade. If you knew me 30 years ago, you would have said I was the last person you'd bet on. And that's exactly why I know you can do this too, because I've been where you are. And if I was able to do it, you can too. So let's get into it. Part 1, the mindset shift. Before I teach you what to say, I need to change how you think, because your results are controlled by what's going on in your head before they ever answer the phone. Most agents have a negative story about expired listings, and that story sounds like this. They're angry, they're irrational, they've been called by 100 agents, they hate us, and they're overpriced. It's a waste of time. Think about this. If that's what you believe, you're either not going to call them at all, or you're going to call with the energy of someone who expects to get yelled at. And that energy, sellers hear it immediately. So let me give you a different story. Write this down. As I said earlier, expireds are not angry. They're disappointed and frustrated because their house didn't sell. They hired an agent and that agent failed them. They're frustrated at the situation, not at you. And here's what that means for you. You're not calling them because you want their listing. You are calling to fix what the other agent broke. That's it. You're the solution, not the problem. When you believe that, when you actually believe that you are the answer to their problem, everything changes. One more important thing before we talk about the scripts. Never discuss price or commission on the phone. The second you start talking about what their house can sell for, how much your commission is, you give them a reason to say no before they even meet you. The goal of the call is one thing and one thing only, to set an appointment. That's it, nothing else. Price and commission conversations happen at the appointment, not on the phone, not by text, not by email, at the appointment, face to face. Part 2, the phone call. Let me show you how average agents blow these calls in the first 5 seconds. They call an expired listing and they say, "Hi, this is John. I'm a real estate agent. I see your listing expired today. Do you still want to sell?" And what happens? Click, they're gone. Because those words and the delivery sound like every other agent who called them. The seller already heard that 30 times today, and you would be number 31. Here's what you say instead, and pay close attention to the tone, because the tone is everything. "Hi, is this John? This is Jackie. I'm a local real estate agent. I'm sure you know that your house came off the market today, and I'm calling because I am confident that I can sell your house, and I'd like to meet with you for just 20 minutes and show you what I do differently to get houses sold in today's market. Would 3 o'clock work for you today, or would 4 be better?" Deliver that entire line with no pauses and no hesitation, mirroring and matching their volume, emotion, and rate of speech, because when you sound like them, they feel comfortable and they instantly drop their guard. This is magical. I'll explain it in detail a little bit later. Why does this script work? Because an expired listing is looking for an aggressive agent that makes them feel confident that they can sell their house. That is exactly who they're going to list with. Last year, one of my clients was shocked when he called an expired listing, $1.5 million. Read the script to them, and the seller said, "Can you come over at 11?" And he was like, "Huh?" He didn't expect to get a yes so quickly. He didn't even know what to say. He was like, "Okay, yeah, I could come over at 11. He told me that as he was driving to the house, he was thinking, "That was too easy. This is not normal, and this is going to be a huge waste of my time." Guess what? He took the listing that morning. Yes, most expireds will give you objections, but it's also completely possible they may just say, "Come over at 3. So what do you do if they give you an objection like, "We're not selling anymore. We're going to sell it ourselves," or "Where were you when my house was for sale?" I'm going to teach you what the single most powerful technique I ever used to handle objections. Write this down. It's approve and level shift. Just 2 steps. Step 1, approve and validate. Step 2, level shift. What does that mean? Level shift is changing the frame of the conversation. So you are reframing how they see the problem by asking a question that creates doubt and gives them hope. Let me show you what this sounds like. "So we're not selling anymore." I completely understand. So you're just going to leave it off the market then. "So when are you thinking that you might put it back for sale?" And they say, "Never." Here's the question that reframes. "I'm just curious, if you were absolutely confident that your house would sell, would you consider putting it back on the market now?" Next objection. "We're going to sell it ourselves." And I understand why. I mean, you couldn't do much worse than your previous agent, right? Here's the question that reframes it. "I'm curious if there was a better way to actually get your home sold quickly and for top market price. I imagine that you would at least want to know how that might be possible, right?" Next objection. "Where were you when my house was for sale?" I hear your question because you're getting a lot of calls this morning and you're thinking, "Why didn't you sell it in the last 6 months, right?" Here's the question that reframes. "Mr. Seller, I was finding buyers for the properties that I listed." That's what you would expect an agent to do for you, isn't it? Did you hear the power in these responses. You just turn their objections into the reason they should hire you. That's how this works. Use it. And make sure you don't skip the most important part of handling objections, asking for the appointment. Leave a comment below and let me know what's the objection that stops you most of the time on expired calls. I read every comment. Now stay with me. I'm going to show you the 1-minute presentation that will win you more listings than any 50-page PowerPoint ever will. Part 3, the appointment. Before I tell you what to say at the appointment, let me tell you what not to do, because this mistake costs agents more listings than anything else. Do not go on a listing appointment without pre-qualifying first. What does that mean? Before you put your nice clothes on, spend half an hour preparing a CMA and drive out there, you have to ask all of the pre-qualifying questions on my pre-qualifying script. So what do you say at the appointment? Most agents sit across from the seller and pull out a 50-page PowerPoint about their company, their awards, and their marketing plan, which sellers have no interest in. The only question an expired seller has is, what are you going to do differently to sell my house? And do I trust that you could actually sell it quickly and for the most money possible? So here's the 1-minute presentation that answers that question. Mr. Seller, there are 2 types of agents in this business. There are passive agents and active agents. A passive agent takes your listing, put a sign in the yard, put it in the multiple listing service, put it on a bunch of websites, hire a photographer, and maybe they do an open house. And then they sit around for 6 months praying that your house will sell. That's their marketing plan. I don't know your previous agent personally, and I'm sure he or she did their very best. But a passive approach is one of the main reasons why listings expire without selling, like yours did. And an active agent, Mr. Seller, this is what I do. I'm not hoping and praying. I'm hunting. Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 12 p.m., I'm on the phone looking for buyers and sellers. I speak with 40 to 50 people a day about buying and selling real estate. And Mr. Seller, you and I both know there is a buyer for your house out there, and my job is to go find them. That's what you would expect an agent to do for you, isn't it? I'm ready to get your home sold. Let's get this done right. Put me to work for you. This does something incredibly powerful. It separates you from all other agents and it demonstrates your value. You're not charging a commission for access to the MLS or online exposure. They can do that on their own. They don't need an agent to do that. You're charging for the work that no other agent is willing to do. By the end of your marketing plan, the seller should have no doubt that you are the best agent to get their home sold quickly and for the most money possible. Next, it's time to walk them through the market analysis and agree on the price. That's the system: mindset, phone call, and appointment. And now you have everything you need to start taking expired listings. But I want to give you one more thing that will put you over the top: how to handle the top 3 objections that cost agents the most listings. You're going to hear one of these objections at every appointment, and that's not the problem if you know how to respond. Objection number 1: will you cut your commission? This is the one that makes agents freak out. They start backpedaling. Well, maybe I could do it for less. Let me talk to my broker. No, strong agents don't lower their commission because they believe in the value of what they do. Here's your response: if an agent is not strong enough to defend their own commission, How strong can they possibly be when it's time to negotiate on your behalf? Do you hear what just happened? You didn't defend your commission, you reframed it. Your commission is no longer a cost. It's actually proof that you are a strong negotiator. Next objection, I have a friend in real estate. Agents hear this and they back off. They think, well, I can't compete with a friend. Yes, you can. And here's what you say. I completely understand. And I'm sure your friend is a good agent. And at the same time, Mr. Seller, if there was a significant advantage for you to work with someone other than your friend, would you consider it? What's the advantage? You are an active and aggressive agent and a strong negotiator, which you already proved to them. Next objection, we're going to sell it ourselves. Your response, that's an option. You can't do much worse than your previous agent, right? And Mr. Seller, are you aware that for sale by owners nationwide sell for 12 to 15% less than the agent-assisted sales? And they'll say, no, I didn't know that. You don't want to gamble with your equity, do you? Then pause. Let them sit with that information. Let them think about what that means for them. Silence at the right moment is a very powerful tool. And part 5, the close, the last piece of this entire system. When it's time to close, you don't say, would you like to sign the agreement? That's weak. You say, let's get the paperwork signed so I can go to work for you, while handing them the pen and pointing to the signature line. You're not asking if, you're assuming they will. And when you deliver that sentence confidently and with certainty, they pick up the pen and they sign. One more thing, and this is personal. I know what it feels like to not know where your next commission check is coming from. I've lived without having money to pay my electric bill. And I'm telling you right now, this system I just gave you is what helped me take 150 listings a year. It's not easy, but it's simple and you can absolutely do it. And remember that mindset is everything. And when you believe that you are the solution to the seller's problems and you have the skills to back it up, nothing can stop you. All of the scripts I just walked you through, the expired, the objections, the closes, the pre-qualifying, all of it is in my script book. So click the link in the description. Make sure you download it. It's free. Print it out, put it next to your phone, and start making your calls tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching this video. Get out there and go list those expireds. I will see you next time.